It's so great that you both have your own series now. When you were on NCIS, you were two of my favorite characters, actually my two favorite characters. And when you weren't there anymore, it wasn't the same. So it's so great that you have the show now. Michael, when did you first learn that there was going to be an NCIS Tony and Ziva?
It's an interesting way of putting it. When did I learn? I guess when they agreed to put the money in escrow to make the actual show. But the truth is very interesting, which is that Cote, Pablo, and I conspired with our multitudes of fans from around the world, and we manifested this and kind of created the concept, found somebody to help us, John McNamara, and we brought it to Paramount. So it was actually...
Yeah, we had been trying for a while. We were pitching it, but the right things had to align for that to happen.
It was a story that needed to be told.
It was a story that had to be told because the fans really wanted it. But we were really looking for the right home for it. And as you know, the world of TV and how we make TV and how we air TV and how people get their TV nowadays is a very different world from how it used to be 20 years ago. So now it lives on Paramount Plus, which is actually our perfect home.
Yeah.
Because we were allowed to explore this relationship with freedom and time and, the backdrop of Europe and answer all of the fan questions. So that was fun.
Well done, both of you. Thank you from the fans. Cote, I wanted to ask you, is it fun or is it scary when you're doing things like crawling across a roof with a rifle, about to shoot the gun into the apartment so you can get a listening device in there?
First of all, I know that it's going to look pretty awesome. So there's a part of me that's like,
you're in it.
No. That's exactly how I think.
You look awesome.
Yeah, I look awesome.
Do you ever think that when you're walking across the rooftop with a gun, you're like, I look so badass right now?
Well, when you're going over the little steps and you're like, tick, you're like, this is not so awesome.
Did you think at any moment you might fall?
No. And that was like a long no. But we do work with a fabulous stunt coordinator, Melissa Stubbs, who happens to be Canadian, and she made sure that at any given moment, my hesitations were addressed. And so I always felt very safe, and she always made me look really good. Or so I think. Or so I think.
Yeah, she hasn't seen it yet. So she's...
That's not true.
Okay. I wonder, when you play a character for such a long time, does any other characteristics rub off on you, like in your real life?
So my answer on this question is a bunch of bullshit.
Not at all.
No, my answer on this is that what I discovered as a performer is that I need to look at the material, take it into myself, and then find that part of myself that would be whatever the character is in whatever the play or the movie or the TV show or the whatever. And then I need to dilate and expand that to fill up and put it onto the... So I'm never pretending, really. I'm just being a certain aspect of myself in that. And I become a much more convincing performer when that happens. And what's great is when you work with somebody who is as marvelous and talented as Cote Pablo, she sees what you're trying to do and comes kind of to your aid and rescue.
I come and play. I come and play.
And we tell the truth to each other and we explore, and that requires a lot of trust. And it is this sort of central... It's the functioning tenet of the whole series is trust and the exploration of that. So, wouldn't want to do it with anybody else, kid.
I always say the same.
Isla, the little girl who plays your daughter, is fantastic. How do you enjoy working with her?
Oh, Isla, she's a dream. I mean, we could not have gotten a better TV daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the drinking at lunch was a lot, but other than that, just so much orange juice, and then she'd have to go to the bathroom right after, and I'm like, if you don't drink that much orange juice at lunch.
She is curious. Michael, she is curious. She's like a wise soul, you know.
Yes.
She's sort of like old beyond her years, and yet she's so young, and I'm a real fan, you know. She's very grounded, she's a real kid. She hung out with your kids a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's like your kids are kids, you know what I mean? They could care less about the world that we live in. But
yes, she could
she
do
was a lot more
many-
a part of that than this, you know what I mean?
There's a fearlessness
Yeah,
to
also.
her. And that is who she is. Isla brought that into Tali. But again, like what I was saying about the taking a piece of yourself and dilating that and letting that become the character.
And also, acting is something that she loves, but it's not something that will define her. Like, she's a woman of, a child of many other interests. In fact, she doesn't want to be an actor. You know what I mean? So,
Until they offer her the big money.
of course, and then she'll be like, oh, I love acting. I'm kidding. But right now, it sort of plays out like a very nice hobby that she
She's a
enjoys a
pro.
lot. She's a pro. She's a total pro.
And finally, how much did you enjoy working in Canary Islands?
Michael, you loved it.
I did.
loved it.
Because what I, with my friend Eric,
Moon Man.
we shot all around the island. Truly, like all the circumference of the island. And there's a volcano in the middle of this island. And so the weather was just extraordinary because you'd have these huge clouds and this big thing, and then all this sun off to the side. And I stayed in one inn that had, it was like almost like all these monks from some monastery had come, and there was no real functioning restaurant or anything like that. You just stayed in a room, and it was just so many places. And finally, my kids and my wife came to visit, and I took them to a special little place on these rocks with chain link fence everywhere with the volcano, and they were like, Dad, this is crazy. Like, why are you taking to this dangerous place? And I'm like, well, it's cool, right? And they're like,
I have found my zen.
yeah. And they're like, can we go back to the normal hotel now? This is weird. So I had adventures. I stayed in an eco lodge. I stayed in all just different varieties of places. And I think it's an extraordinary thing. You had a different experience because you had the allergy with the
Oh
Sahara
my God,
Desert.
I had something that's called kalima, which is, particles of dust from the Sahara blow into the island. And so they're in the air. And so 50% of the island gets a sort of like sinus infection, which is, you feel it in your eyes and you feel like your nose clogged. And it's not that you're actually fighting an infection, it's just that the dust of the Sahara is literally resting on my nose. And so, it wasn't the best, but hey, my 50% right here, he enjoyed it. Let's go.
Yeah. I was just listening
As long as you loved it.
Tea in the Sahara this morning. The Police, my favorite band, and I was just going into a little Tea in the Sahara. Maybe next. Maybe if there's a season 2.
Oh, maybe we can shoot.
Does
Somewhere
Sahara
in the desert.
Does Sahara mean desert?
Actually, that's
I heard that once. So ChatGPT does Sahara. No. But it's
I was
like,
going to say, you are ready.
if it was Sahara Desert, would that mean desert? And if it did, would that make me silly?
You don't
Too
need
late.
that. I think you're already there.
All right. Enough fun I've had with myself.
Oh my gosh. Thank you both so much for chatting with me. And thank you for this series. Like, it's incredible. I can't wait to see the rest of it.
It's
and
a classic.
hopefully
Thank you.
a second season if there is one.
Oh yes, we've got an idea if they want to do it.
You're a man full of ideas.
We'll put our heads
Shelley.
together, figure something out.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, as well as the notification bell in the top right-hand corner if you'd like to see more of my celebrity interviews. Got a lot more lined up, so make sure you don't miss out on them.